Everyone come all to see the fantastic players of Skullport High in their telling of the tale, the legendary Leo. Be dazzled by their vocal prowess and numbers like, I'm the greatest that there ever was. Be glamored by the incredible costume design of halflings in colored trench coats. And don't forget to gorge yourself on all the rats on a stick and cave dog slop you can muster. So wheel in your cakes, wear your Sunday shorts, and get your special VIP tickets today.
Welcome to the Lazy BardCast. I'm David Williams, the current dungeon master for the ongoing campaign, and I, for one, am very glad to have back our resident pirate.
I'm not a pirate!
Who's that?
My name is Josh Yarnell. I play Orion Goodbarrel, a halfling bard dressed in his Sunday best, ready to go to the theater.
My name's Sean-Luc Jacques. I'm playing Mervyn the Monolith Smolderbeard, and I'm trying to get tanked this episode.
I'm Kyle Dell, and I am returning Captain Korvak, the Undying Messiah, because I have returned after approximately 3 days, if I can math. Did I die? I don't know. I'm not a pirate either.
My name's Kyle Paquin. I'm playing Talgroff, the dwarf paladin. He's ready to drink his weight in scrumple tonight.
There he is. If you like what you hear, be sure to look us up at the Lazy BardCast, where things are found.
Previously, in the dungeon of the Wacky Wizard.
Korvak awoke inside of a strange-looking room. The sound of chips, coins, and gambling machines. With Triller entering inside of the room, and your leg. Something was very wrong with it. Turns out part of it's missing. Eventually, you reconvened with the rest of the party who had made their way to the Totally Not a Casino. Going inside, you saw your friend Korvak, who you were reintroduced to before being taken into Triller's personal office, where he discussed his contractually obligated obligations.
Ooh, wordsmith.
It's funny because that's literally all we know.
To a familiar face of Ook. And then everyone decided they were going to go to the theater after discovering a little bit of Orion's father's past and seeing his photos inside of the lobby. And that's where we pick up.
So how long have you guys been here?
Maybe a few hours, if that. Took a while to get down here.
Well, that's good. I guess it's nice to just... Oh, this is tough.
As the door opens at the bottom of the elevator, you can see a line of people standing in front of what looks like a ticket counter. You see a variety of humanoids here, from goblins to... You see a large hulking ogre in line holding like a small what would be a cotton candy, but is instead like a bloodied rat on a stick.
Oh, nice.
You see a few humans. Various people in this line have missing appendages replaced with these wooden-like legs, wooden steel. Others of them are totally fine, but they're all standing in front of a ticket counter where you can see a dark green-skinned woman behind the counter who has this raspy voice. And every person that comes up, you have VIP for Triller, for Leo the Legend, of course, 10 gold. And then she takes 10 gold from the person and gives them a ticket. Oh, another VIP for Triller. Fantastic. 10 gold.
I want to walk
the line
right to the
continues.
front of the line, dodging everyone.
Sure, you do so.
And I wanna
you
go right
stand
up to
in
the
front of
booth.
the ogre who's behind you.
Mr. Thriller said that we've got tickets waiting for us.
Did you say Mr. Thriller?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have VIP tickets for the show.
No, he said so himself.
If Triller promised you tickets, it's the VIP tickets. They're 10 gold.
Mr. Thriller said he's got them waiting for it. Do you know who I am?
Yeah, would you like the free standing room only tickets? I'm sure you'll love it.
I look back at the ogre sitting behind me. I don't think they know who I am.
He looks at you holding his rat on a stick and, who are you?
My name is Captain Korvak the Undying.
Hi.
Hi.
Enjoy the show.
Mr.
Next.
Thriller is going to be quite upset with you.
Hello, Mr. Wazowski. That's who I was picturing.
Yeah, that's so perfect.
I walk back over.
Okay. To the group or
To the group, sorry.
Okay.
I don't think Mr. Thriller's got tickets for us.
You didn't get them?
Huh?
You didn't get the tickets? How are we gonna see the show?
Mr. Thriller said he's got tickets for us, right? Did he? Right?
As the line dwindles down, you hear the woman behind the counter. Last call for Leo the Legendary. Last showing by the Skullport High.
Get your tickets. Let's go.
Maybe you should go, Orion. She didn't quite recognize my face, but she might recognize your face.
I'll stand on my tippy toes so I can get up the ticket counter tall enough.
Hi, little man. You here for a ticket?
Yeah, can I get 4 of them?
Yeah, 40 gold.
I have some Electrum.
That works.
How much Electrum?
40.
No, that's not right.
Have you read this book? And I'll pull out my journal.
No.
Do you want to?
No.
I can sign.
10 Electrum. You can get inside, okay? Hand it over. Come on.
Okay.
4 tickets. Last chance.
All right. Here you go.
Great. Enjoy the show. She hands you 4 tickets. They're just small pink stubs.
Is there
with
even
number on them.
like a doorman or a bouncer at all?
You don't see one.
Great.
No.
I got him. All
Yeah,
right.
go inside this way.
All right. This way. Okay. She says this way.
All right. No, sure.
How much Electrum did you just pay?
10.
Yeah, he just got screwed. Let's go.
Yeah,
That's fine.
All
Let's
right.
go.
I have 5 more.
The woman grabs onto like one of those slider chain doors. What's the word I'm looking for? Like the shop roll-up doors. She just slams it down and then walks away from the counter.
Before we miss any of it, let's go.
All right, hold on. Let me wheel in my keg.
You can see 2 double doors at the end of this hallway. You can see there's a few concession stands on the sides. You can see that there are rats on a stick available, as well as cave dog slop, if you are so inclined. As you guys step into this small theater, you see a fairly crowded audience, but of very disheveled patrons, ogres and orcs and people who roam the Underdark in general. You go and you find some empty seats amongst each other, and eventually this green-skinned woman that you had met at the ticket booth steps out on the stage and, "Welcome to Skullport High's final rendition of Leo the Legendary. Please enjoy." She slowly steps off the stage. As she steps off, you can hear the sound of, in quotations, the tuning noises of the pit band, which appears to be a group of goblins and halflings. Then the red curtain on the stage pulls up, and you see what is very obviously 3 halflings in a trench coat. They strike a lute they're holding and begin the show in front of you. Oh, I am the greatest that there ever was.
Yeah.
I am the greatest that there ever was, the strongest, the bravest, and the leader of this group. And you see a bearded halfling step onto the stage from the side. No, I'm the leader of the group. From the other side of the stage, a obviously silver armored, well, it's a cardboard cutout, but painted silver armored halfling female who says, "And I'm the bravest." Is every adventuring group this conceited about themselves? And the play goes on and on to essentially describe your adventuring band in almost exact detail.
Weird.
Throughout it, it shows them fighting beholders, dragons, various enemies that are all very apparently halflings dressed in these various attire. The beholder, you definitely can tell, is just a single, very large, fat halfling in a trench coat. Wow. But Orion, as you're seeing all of the depictions of your father on the walls and the pictures that are obviously recreations of him, you do notice a strange detail. And that detail being that your father is wearing shorts in all of the depictions of him. The actors on stage, on the wall. And it's not something you've ever really picked up on, but you've never seen your father wear shorts before in your life.
Yeah, that's weird. I forgot. I can't wait to be in this moment again. Well, that's so strange. Hey, Hey, Maven. Do you see his calves too, or is that just me?
What you saying, laddie?
I can see his calves. It's weird.
What?
Just see one calf. It's not a real leg.
Maven, Talgroff, and Korvak, at this point, you're probably reaching the end, or the bottom, rather, of the kegerator that you had brought in.
Oh, Korvak's definitely sleeping in his chair.
Are there waitresses in here?
No, there do not appear to be.
Telegraph was going to say, what?
What?
One of us is...
You're talking. Who are you talking to, Maven?
Listen to me.
I'm listening.
One of us is going to have to make a run for more drink.
Running. We're watching the show, and seems like Orion's worried about someone's legs.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
It might be he's talking about Korvak's leg or something. I'm not really sure.
That's not nice. Don't bring that up. He doesn't like
Oh, sorry. I didn't. He's sleeping. He doesn't hear anyway. What a shame.
I'm going to go get some more alcohol.
Okay, I'll be here. Just enjoying the show.
All right, well, you got to buy. I'm flying. Let's give it up.
Oh, how much was it? What it?
Just give me a handful or something.
Here's some coin.
All right.
Maven, you get up and you shuffle your way out, knocking into a few goblins and orcs on your way. And, hey, watch where you go. But you make your way out, and you go, and you buy some beer.
But I want to ask them what the strongest thing they have is.
Okay, yeah, so you go up to the bar. Well, the strongest thing we have, that'd be Scrump.
God. All right, give me like 4 of those.
All right. He passes across 4 Scrumple, and you hand him the amount of handful
Yes,
of gold.
whatever Talgroff gave me.
Talgroff gave you. Let you on your way. You have your 4 thick green syrupy
I'm gonna run
drinks.
back in so I don't miss any of the show as fast as I can.
Sure, you
If
run
that
in.
guy, that guy I bumped into, I'll probably kind of purposely bump into him
Sure,
again.
kind of knee him, give him a
Yeah.
dead leg. Yeah. All right. That's
I'll just run
that's
past
all
him.
you get out of him, but you keep going. Throughout the play, this adventuring party goes on to slay a dragon, even take down a beholder. And atop Beholder, Leo stands the tallest above everyone on top of its head, and the rest of the party argues amongst themselves about who should get the spoils, who deserves all the glory for this kill. And over a few days, as this body is cleared out, small settlements are built on this small island. The few denizens that gather begin looking to Leo as their leader, looking away from Lady Laryl and Durnan, and he holds on to that as they begin building the city. Lady Laryl and Durnan throughout the plain begin to almost resent Leo and talk badly about him behind his back. Though he's heartbroken that he loses his friends, he finds solace in the fact that he's able to bring joy to the various people in this underground city surrounded by monsters, and just be able to tell the tale of his life and his feats as he establishes the Good Barrel within Skullport. As he does so, various members of outside classes begin traveling through here, adventurers with a similar drive for life as Leo, and he establishes a guild by the name of the Harpers inside of this play. By the end, Leo looks around and feels complete, but what he's always strove for is a family. And so he leaves the Good Barrel behind, boards up the windows, and says goodbye to Skullport at the end of the play, at which point the curtains come to a draw, and the same green-skinned woman... Well, I certainly hope you all enjoyed this rendition of Leo the Legendary. That's all. Everyone clear out. We're closed. Round of half-hearted applause goes around.
Woo! Yeah, go Dad!
You're by far the loudest one in there, Orion.
Oh man, that was great.
Here, drink this.
Okay.
Wait, was that the end of that act or the show?
The show.
Let's go out there and do something crazy.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, we need to tell him how it really was, because I don't know
That's
nothing.
true. We gotta
right.
tell him.
Sure.
Let's go,
Yeah.
everyone.
I go drink to you, and then I have 2, and I'll just like put it in his hand,
Sure.
even though he's sleeping.
Korvak with his hand out, you put the drink next to him, and almost instinctively his hand turns up and turns into a C formation to grab onto the cup.
You're doing great to me.
Beautiful. As various patrons begin making their way out of the theater, Talgroff, you begin to approach the stage.
Yeah.
You get up, you get onto the stage, and you notice that every little sound that you make with your voice is amplified throughout this theater as if it's being magically amplified.
Oh, listen. We're adventurers.
Talgraf, point at the audience, not me.
As you begin talking, you notice a lot of the goblins and orcs that were getting up to leave. They all realize that there's still a show going on. They kind of and turn around and make their way back to their chairs.
I'm just saying, you see this symbol here? And I hold up my clan symbol backwards.
Sure. Okay.
This is a symbol of Silver Flame, and we're dwarves, so we'll fight you if you come near us.
When he says Silver Flame, I'm gonna thaumaturge a little sound in the middle of the audience, go like Silver Flame.
You hear one woo from a balcony seat, and you see that there is a dark gray-skinned dwarf up on the balcony.
Yeah, you over there with the face, and we're adventurers. Those halflings are not. So if you got any questions on how to kill,
Anything, really.
especially the goblins. No, sorry to the goblins.
Know your audience, Talgraf.
The goblins kind of look at each other and then just shrug and nod, like they understand.
So, Marvinus, I think it's your turn.
There's like a half-hearted from like a few people throughout the theater. At this point, everybody's just really confused.
Seeing the awkwardness, I'm like, all right, now everyone get out. Show's over. And then I'm gonna gust to win the audience.
They get up, and now with their hair being all pushed around their clothes, everybody's extra confused, and they all make their way out.
I don't think I can finish this. It's so bad.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
I'm gonna dump it in this plant.
No, I'll take it.
Okay.
Let's get another round. Yeah, that's rad.
But the show ends, and people begin shuffling their way out. Korvak, you're stirred awake, and as you're looking around, you notice that you've slept through the entire show.
Somehow have a drink in your hand.
You also have a drink in your hand.
A half-empty drink in my hand. As the other half is all over the front of me. It's not wet anymore because it's conveniently was air-dried from this gust of wind, but it is now stained.
I did it.
It's a little stained, but it's okay, you know.
Sure.
Not the
Did you
first
say you're
time.
not wearing anything anyways?
No, I'm not wearing armor.
He's naked.
You have a mildly stained shirt, but it's okay.
What does Scrumple look like?
It's like a
thick, viscous, dark liquid.
Oh,
There you go.
I was expecting like a tequila looking.
No, it's like tree sap.
Like,
Ew.
it's like I was picturing this
awesome.
the thickest, like molasses.
Yeah. So you guys make your way out of the theater in search for more ale or beverage of any kind, like beverage.
Maybe not beverage.
You know, Orion, that was a lovely play.
Yeah, it was pretty great. There's one thing though. I can't get it out of my head, and that's
Was it that song?
part of that. I mean, is during this song is that every time my dad was on stage, he's wearing shorts in all of these.
I don't think we watched the same play.
It's like super weird, you guys, because like he's a pants man. He always wears pants.
So what?
Don't you think that's weird? Like,
No.
what if he has like a wooden leg like Korvak has?
So what does that matter?
He didn't.
Would you quit drawing attention to Korvak's leg?
It doesn't matter about whose legs you got if you're not wearing pants.
As long as you could still kick ass.
It's weird, you guys.
Guys, I'm really conflicted by this conversation, I gotta be honest. But while we're on the topic, I would love to find my leg and get that back.
As you're all leaving the theater, you can see Triller and Mr. Cormac arguing with each other as you bring them up, Korvak.
Oh, this is good timing. I got a word to have with the trailer.
Yeah, we all got that.
Let's go talk to him.
Oh, did you all enjoy the show? Did you have a good time? You learn a lot?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Your show needs more fighting.
I really enjoyed that.
Well, I
that-
do not disagree, but I can only do so much with child fights.
That's fair.
Oh,
I'm
that's
really
why they're in
starting to
trench
think I watched a
coats.
very different play from you guys.
Listen, Triller. You're
pointing at me again. Triller is to your left.
sorry.
Take his finger, just push it.
I think we might have been over this, but I'm gonna do it again. I need that sword you had with your little tree man.
Well, I mean, if you look for a thing that the little woodman have, I mean, I can help you out there, you know?
Yeah, I'll
Just, he points to the rows and rows of slot machines. Just, if you go there, I guarantee one day you will find true luck, and the sword will be yours.
Yeah, you know, he said like the 100th spin was free or something.
Every 100 spin, you get one free.
Why are you guys yelling so loud?
Well, it is loud casino.
I thought it was a not casino.
Sorry. Thank you for correcting me, especially in front of Sheriff and Mr. Cormac.
Well, who's that guy?
My name is Mr. Cormac. People around here, some of them call me the judge. I was just discussing with Mr. Triller here that maybe it would be best if you did not stay in such a... He looks at Triller. Not a casino establishment. It's rather seedy in these parts. What was your name, friend?
My name is Korvak. Some people call me Captain. Others call me Lord. But I'm just Cormac. Korvak. Wow, this is very confusing.
Well, Mr. Lord Captain, what would you prefer me to call you?
Mister.
Mister, it's a pleasure. I am also a mister.
I go by he, him. Since we're all going over our pronouns or something. It sounded like that's what I was getting to.
Well, I'm unsure of the situation we find ourselves in at the moment, but I do have a place you all could stay the night. It would not cost you a single copper. Well, actually, I believe they have deal here. This one, he points at Korvak. He already has tab. What is a little bit more tack
I do
on?
not have tab. In fact, I believe you owe me something, Mr. Thriller.
Well, I keep you in room. I help you get better. Why do I owe you?
You owe me my leg.
Oh, I have no control over such things as legs.
Then we have no more business to attend to. And I walk away in the opposite direction of Triller.
Sure, towards the door.
Well, that sounds kind of nice, Judge.
Mr. Goodbarrel, I have some sensitive information I would like to disclose with you, maybe not on such intruding grounds.
Is it about my dad's legs?
I don't know anything about his legs.
Okay, then maybe someplace else.
I know just the place. If you'd be so kind as to follow me.
Sure. Yeah, you guys want to go with them?
As long as I get my shield and
Yeah, sure.
Always forward,
sword.
Talcraft.
Yeah, the sword.
That is right. You want shield as well. I'm sure you find them in the same place. 2 birds, 1 stone.
I'm a dwarf. I know stone.
Okay, you go enjoy your stay wherever it is you go. Just be sure to come back and visit. Have a good time. I get you discount on your next dinner.
Oh, well, that sounds nice.
It probably won't be. We don't have great food here, but you get discount.
Sheriff, are we going to go?
I'm already walking.
As he's just like
Turtling his way out. But you guys make your way out of Triller's not a casino or gambling house, and you start making your way through the town of Skullport. Well, Mr. Goodbarrel, there is a tavern in the area that has not been open for quite some time. It goes by the name of the Good Barrel. It was once run by Leo the Legendary himself,
Oh, really? He had another tavern?
but it's been closed since I got here, and I was 50 years or so.
Oh, wow. Well, Yeah, I'd love to see that then.
Of course.
so interesting.
I feel it is only right to leave the tavern in the good barrel hands and do as you may with it. You have been a shining light in this city, Mr. Good Barrel.
Me. Ding.
But he leads you through the town into past what feels like a seedier part of this town. And you begin making your way past boarded up buildings, past decrepit alleyways where there's piles of waste and barely living people living on the streets. Until you get to a house where every single window is boarded up. A small wooden sign is still hanging that reads, "The Good Barrel." But you see what looks like an exact replica of the halfway house. Just incredibly old.
Oh wow, this looks like my house at home, you guys.
I will reconvene with you in the morning, if that's all right. We agreed 2 nights and show you on your way, yes?
Okay. Yeah. We'll see you in the
Wonderful.
morning.
I understand Mr. Gideon is speaking with Martha at the moment. I will direct him in this direction should he wish. Anyway, he turns around and starts walking away.
Let's go inside.
It doesn't seem to be open.
I got it. I'll just run and spear through the door.
Yeah, you don't have to roll. I mean, it's pretty rotten wood at this point, but maybe you just barrel inside of the door. But inside, you see what Orion would recognize as the interior of the halfway house, though dusted with decades of no access. There's a small hearth that does appear to have some very old ash inside. Rows and rows of books along bookcases, tables laid out, and a small staircase in the back that Orion, you would know, leads up to various bedrooms. Walking inside, it's hard to breathe in this very now kicked up dusty room. But after a few minutes, the dust begins to settle, and it's incredibly dark. Those of you without dark vision or a light source, you are blinded in here.
Are there any like candelabras or torches?
Yeah, there's candles across the walls. There's the hearth with some ash in it.
I'll like pull out my tinder, light one, and then I'll kind of carry it with me and light some other ones, and
Sure.
maybe crack some of the windows as I'm exploring so it can breathe a little bit.
Yeah, as you're going through, you hear the sound of Maven punching out windows as they are all boarded up. But
As the lights kind of appear, you
Hammered
eventually
Maven.
see I've made my way towards a bench and just started leaning against it, half asleep.
You see Talgroff knowing that Maven's trying to punch out the windows, and he tries to take his axe and like bash one out, and he just hits the wall, and a board comes flying off.
Yeah, burn some of those in the hearth. You can get it nice and warm.
It's the one that just kind of flew out. Have to go around to get it.
I'll see you when you get back.
Oh,
Yeah, get the ones I hit out too while you're out there.
okay. Hold
go
on.
out and you gather the wood. Yeah, and easily enough, you get the candelabras across the wall lit up, a little bit of light in here, and Talgroff, you bring in the pieces of house and put it inside of the fireplace. But you guys get a nice little fire going on inside, and you start getting comfortable for the night.
I'm off exploring. I just want to go through the room, see what my parents had back then, see what's in the house, go through some of the books that I find.
Okay. Yeah, Orion, if you'd like to make me a survival check. The rest of you, what are you guys doing during this rest? While you're pretty, well, 2 of the 3 of you at least are pretty hammered.
While we're all kind of just sitting by the fire, what are you going to do once you find the shield?
I'm gonna return it to the clan, and then Talgroff will be back to the clan.
You're not even keeping the shield after all this time.
It's the shield of the silver flame. What do you think I'm gonna do with it?
Well, don't you belong to the Silver Flame?
Of course I belong to the... You see the symbol here?
Yeah.
Exactly.
But don't you think the person that retrieved the shields should be the one to hold the shield because you belong to the Silver Flame?
Well, maybe that's not really my decision. It's up to the elders of the clan.
Well, I don't know about all of that, but I think I need to sleep. I'm really over here.
I got a dirty 20.
So Ryan, you make your way up the staircase in the back. The stairs even creak in a familiar way. It seems that whichever house was built second was built in an exact replica way or duplicated somehow. As you make your way up the stairs, you begin going bedroom by bedroom, starting with yours and making your way down to where the room layout upstairs is a little bit different than downstairs. It appears that it was designed before your younger brothers and sisters would have come into the picture. But your room, your older brothers and sisters, and your parents' room are all in their same spaces, though a little bit larger. It seems that things had been shuffled around a little bit. When you get to the edge of your parents' door, the last door in the hallway, it looks like the dust on the floor, it's been disturbed recently and maybe multiple times. And you follow the dust marks, and they seem to go up the door and then through a small cutout in the ceiling where a small piece of board has been broken away.
Where do the tracks lead to once they've...
Directly in front of your parents' bedroom, and then you can see that the door has been repeatedly open and closed over quite a period of time. But you reach up and you open your parents' door.
Yeah.
And this door, unlike the others, doesn't appear to make much noise when you open it. It appears that this one is well used. And looking inside, you can see a set of footprints, and with your dirty 20 check, you recognize at least the size of the footprints to be goblin-sized.
Oh, man.
They walk up to where your parents' bed would be, but instead there's just a dust mark on the ground, a imprint of where it sat for a number of years, and in its place is a black bordered mirror. And you see your own reflection in it standing in the doorway.
Oh man, another one of these.
You step into the room and kind of just take a glance around. You can see that the footprints from the mirror, they lead off to the side, and you can see that there's like a small cubby built into the wall.
What were they doing? And I'll kind of go over to the cubby and I'll open it or I'll look through it.
Yeah, you go over to the cubby, and as you're just walking past the mirror, you almost feel like your reflection, it's not moving quite right to your movements. It's like whatever's in the mirror, it's being replicated, not reflected. And it's unsettling. But you make your way over to the small little door, and it looks like a very shoddily built door into the side of this wall. And you open it up and peer your head inside, and you can see a small makeshift room. There appears to be a small bed, large enough for a goblin, as well as a large stack of books, a number of enchanting supplies. Looking at the bindings on the books, they appear to depict the exact book that has been replicated, your own book. They're all signed. You see official documents on the table where you imagine Ook has been attempting to practice all of your signatures. You also see a pile off to the side where he appears to have hoarded many things he's collected over, you're not sure how long.
Score! Oh man! I'm gonna pull out my journal, and then right there, I'm gonna write in my journal. I'm gonna write, "You suck."
As you pick up your pen, Orion, you see the pen on the table stand up and put down onto a piece of paper. And as you start writing, you watch as the pen starts moving across the piece of paper on the table.
I write, "You suck. Love, Orion." And then I close my book and I'm going to concentrate on it really hard. And I'm going to say, "Magic, magic, go away. Don't come back another day." And I'll cast Dispel Magic on my journal.
And you watch as runes across the back of the spine of your book begin to glow before they flash out. And the pen on the table clatters to the tabletop and rolls to the side.
And then I'm going to like kind of frustrated, but kind of like a weight's been lifted off a little bit. I'll leave those supplies there with my little written message to him, and then I'll pick up the supplies and see if I recognize they're ours or just other people's or whatever they are.
Sure. You grab onto the supplies and you start pulling it. It's very heavy. You hear a lot of coin.
Oh, there you go, Kyle.
But you also feel a number of other things inside of this bag. And this small room, it's cramped for you, Orion, but you can definitely fit in. It's barely goblin sized. You can the small bed he has is like a pile of old feathers his janky bag in the side of the room. It's kind of a bag, but there's a lot of tears in it. And you can glance inside. You can see what looks like a wand, but it's very loose and limp. It kind of waggles around.
Interesting.
You see this sack of coin, which you recognize as Korvak's bag. And scattered amongst everything else inside of this bag is mostly trash, refuse, unusable things that you imagine he found interesting in some way. Buttons, shiny rocks.
Gotcha. I'll take the bag of coin, and I'll take the limp wand.
Yeah, you pick up the wand, and it kind of like, it just waggles around.
That's so weird. I'll kind of like put it in my pocket for a minute.
The
and
wand?
then, yeah.
You put it in your pocket and it like droops down the side. The part that's sticking out just droops.
As I like walk, it kind of like wags a little bit.
Oh, it totally does. As you're leaving the room, your reflection in the mirror doesn't appear to have the wand in its pocket. It kind of stutters as you're walking by. And you can see the few things in the room don't belong with what is actually in this room. The room in the mirror looks much cleaner, much newer.
I'll walk up and I'll put my hand on the edge of it.
You walk up, and this mirror, it's rectangular with these thick black borders on the side. As you get closer and closer, just something feels off about it. It feels like you're looking through a piece of glass to an almost replica of what you see here. You put your hand on the edge of the mirror, kind of looking inside. You watch as the image kind of flickers across, very ripply, reminiscent of the mirror that you attuned to. But after a few seconds, the image in front of you begins to clear. Yourself begins to fade, and in front of you, you see your father, Leo, standing there in front, and he looks scared. It looks like he's cowering. You see your mother cowering similarly, and your siblings. You realize you're looking through a window. It's not a mirror, it's a window into the halfway house, and you're looking into your parents' bedroom in the halfway house, and your family appears to be cowering in their room.
I'm gonna bang on the glass.
There doesn't appear to be any response from the other side. Your father is trying to hold all of his kids and his wife hiding behind the edge of the bed, almost placed similarly to where this mirror is, but you're just viewing inside. When you see all of them kind of jolt, and from the other side of the bed, you can see a drow stepping into the room. One that you, Orion, recognize as the drow who you and Maven saw step through that dark portal not very long ago. But he steps into your family's room.
I'm gonna like drop everything I'm holding, like the bag of coin and everything. I'm gonna quickly pull out my lute, and I'm gonna flick a string, and in the vibrations, I'm gonna cast sending to my father, and I'm gonna say, "Get out of there right now. Don't trust him. Everyone get to safety."
The drow that you see coming into this room, he draws a blade and points it at your family, and you watch as other drow run into the room and begin flanking your family standing near the bed. They begin grabbing your siblings, tying their hands, and ripping them away from your parents. You watch your father whisper a message back to you as you see a recollection in his face as he hears your voice. And Ryan, they're attacking the city. I don't know what's happening. Are you okay? And you watch as one by one your family is pulled apart from each other, your siblings screaming, crying. A few minutes go by. You continue watching this mirror as one by one your family is pulled out of this room by these drow until the doors shut and the room on the other side begins to look familiar, like the one you're standing in. The dust begins to settle on the floor, and you see yourself in the reflection of the mirror again.
While I'm processing it, like anger will swell up, and then I'll give a good whack to the mirror, and I'll try to shatter it out of frustration.
Sure. Yeah, you hit it as hard as you can. Doesn't appear to affect it in any way. From the point that you struck it, though, you do see a small wisp of dark smoke that begins to get larger behind you in the reflection.
I will kind of just turn my back slowly to it, lift my lute up to my mouth, pluck a string again, and I'll cast message downstairs to Maven and say, I think that you all should come up here right now. Weird stuff.
As you turn around to look at whatever this wispy essence is behind you, Orion, you notice that the black smoke begins to make the outlines of a face, and it slowly begins to coalesce into a humanoid-like shape in front of you.
Is the ceiling to where I'm at right now made out of wood?
Yeah.
How high up is it?
Like 12 feet.
Can I jump through it?
You can try.
I'm going to try that.
Okay, make an athletics check
Jump
with
through the
disadvantage because you're hammered.
16.
Maven, as you hear Orion's voice in your head, you jump up and then your shoulder like touches the ceiling, but
Even though I can jump 3 times my...
yeah, you don't just bust through the ceiling.
All right, I'll shatter it, then jump up.
Okay. Yeah, there's also stairs if you want.
Nah, this one's faster.
Okay. So you cast Shatter. Orion, as this figure begins to appear in front of you, this featureless shape, it looks like just a cloaked figure made of this blackish smoke in front of you. And as it touches the ground, it begins to creep across the floor as this figure is not moving, but whatever essence it's made out of begins to move across the ground. A large hole appears in the room underneath you or nearby you. Looking up, Maven, you can see, man, probably the rest of you as you're jolted awake by a loud explosion. Can see Orion standing in front of this smoky, black-looking figure.
By the silver flame.
Who are you?
This essence continues to creep across. It begins to drift downwards into the room below through the hole that's now made. You feel it look at you. You don't see any eyes. You don't see a mouth or anything like that. But it just shifts in your direction, Orion, and then begins to move forward. And you watch as a tendril-like hand begins to reach out in your direction. And we're going to roll initiative.
16.
9.
7.
I got a 12.
No weapon, 3 levels exhaustion, and a peg leg.
All right, so first up is a lair action. On initiative count 20. As this black mist begins to expand into the room around all of you, you can see that the doorway that's shattered in, the windows, everything around you, black smoke begins to cover the doorways, and you watch as it begins to slowly creep inward. Mechanically, at the moment, as far as you guys know, there's magical darkness around the entire exterior of this house. Around the outside of the house. You guys can currently still see fine, but you can see this mist creeping into the walls now and pushing within further. You now hear a voice not being said, but in each of your minds.
I devour the light.
I need Korvak to make a wisdom save.
Of course, I need to make a wisdom save, you
It's okay. You just
And
have 3
guess what?
points of
It's at
exhaustion.
disadvantage. 15 total.
You feel a presence not only within your mind, but pushing from your wound. Some sort of connection to this creature before a flash of silver emanates where your leg is attached and pushes what you now see looking down, this smoky essence away from your wound. After you feel this presence try to enter your mind, Korvak, all of you can now hear from outside of the tavern. You can hear screams of horrible pain and agony from all throughout the city. You can hear it echoing throughout the cavern. Whatever is happening is not just happening here. Maven, it's your go.
So this thing's black smoke.
It appears to be, yes, a humanoid-like
And I'm
figure.
in the room with him right now?
Yeah, I mean, you're looking up through a giant hole that you shattered through the ceiling, and like you can see the central point of this smoky essence, this humanoid-like figure. You imagine it's taking to be more perceivable to you.
Can I jump up and pull myself through now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. With your jump height, we'll say it's half your movement to jump up there,
Sure.
grab on,
I'm
and
just
get
gonna
up.
stay right by the hole
Yeah.
anyways. Since it's just black smoke, I'm gonna just look at Orion and like give him like a what?
Kill it!
And I'm just gonna sacred flame it.
It's 24.
Then you save.
Okay. Orion, it's your go.
I'm gonna pull out the feather token that I was given. And I'm gonna toss it up in the air, and it turns into a giant flapping fan. That blows a 5 mile an hour wind
Hey, that's
for
logical.
That's true.
for
That
eight,
is a good
for 8
idea.
hours, and I'm gonna see what it does to the smoke.
Yep, you watch as your fan appears and the figure in front of you, the 5 mile an hour wind that it's blowing. You said 5, correct?
Take that!
You watch as the smoke, it begins to kind of like gently blow in the 5 mile an hour breeze. Doesn't appear to be dissipating, but it's like a small fan is on in the room.
And now it's cold in here.
And it's gonna feel like that for 8 hours.
Your house comes with AC, I see.
I'll yell out, Captain, we need you! And then I'll bardic inspiration Korvak
How do you inspire him?
by calling him Captain.
Okay, perfect. Hey,
Hey, inspired me. First
really
time he's
fair.
ever referred to me
Really
as
fair.
captain.
Korvak, it's your go. You're downstairs, probably just waking up from your nap.
Can I see the what's
yeah.
in this hole?
Yeah, you
from
can
where
make
I
it
am?
out. You can see it through the hole. I mean, the hole's pretty big.
You're
It's
welcome.
What's the shatter size? Like 20
think it's
feet?
15.
15. So, like, you can definitely hear, like, the stress of the house, like, as it's, like, straining to stay up.
Now a
at this
huge
point.
wind is up there too.
Huge wind.
Korvak's going to stand up, and he's going to look at this shadowy figure and also kind of feel the pulse that had come from his leg. As he hears Orion say Captain, he's going to attempt to kind of regain his composure, and he's going to first cast mage armor on himself.
Okay.
And then bonus action his illusion.
You put out your illusions, and you can see that whatever energy is pressing in here, those of you with arcane persuasion at this point, you're feeling like a pressure. So I think that's everybody, actually. All of you are hearing like a slight ring in your ear. You feel the connection to your energy, except for actually Maven and Tallgroff. You guys wouldn't really feel the same sort of deal. It's more arcane suppression here, but you can feel this like energy pushing. And Orion, you can see with Korvak's illusions now, you see a very familiar, similar to what you saw happening in the mirror, this kind of glitchy effect happening with his illusions. But they are up, they are functioning as intended. Tallgroff, let you go.
Targroff is going to run up the stairs up to where this thing is, and he's going to attack it with his battle axe.
You go over, you run up the stairs, sprint down the hallway, looking into the door where you see between you and this figure is Orion, kind of shakily standing in his parents' room, but you run past him up to this figure, jump across the gap, and get to him.
Natural 20. I'm going to branding smite it. 28 total.
Okay.
11 points is slashing, and then the rest is radiant. An astral radiance emanates from my battle axe. It's sort of a silvery moonlight of dim light that sheds a 5-foot radius and is going to be continually on him until the spell ends.
Oh, now he has to eat himself.
As you strike into this creature, your axe passes without resistance through it, completely through its humanoid shape, directly through the smoke, and you watch as the silver essence carves a large scathe through this essence, and appears incredibly effective as you connect. Creature doesn't really seem to respond very much, but it looks like you did a lot to it.
Great. He's just gonna turn back the other way and hit it again. Really good. 23.
Nice.
Just barely hits.
Max damage. 15 of slashing and 9 of radiant.
Initiative count 20 for the lair action. You all not only watch, but listen as the smoke continues to build on the exterior of this house and push its way in. And while it makes the space around you smaller, it also muffles the screaming that you're hearing from within the city. It appears to be creating a barrier between you and the exterior. On his turn, you watch as 4 tendrils spiral out from him. One of them streak to each one of you. I need wisdom saves from all 4 of you.
Natural 20.
Oh, man, on fire.
Can I get 5d6s?
Nope, sorry. I guess you have to use less.
Okay, you take 16 points of damage as you saved.
10.
You take 32 points of necrotic damage. Korvak.
2.
32
Oh, it's
points of
necrotic?
necrotic damage. Yes.
Oh, I get resistance.
So you take 8.
23.
23, so you take 16. Yes, you take 32, Korvak.
Hell yeah.
As you all feel this essence push into your bodies and begin ripping away at your flesh. Where it does enter, Korvak, you feel it enter into your leg, and you watch these spiraled black tendrils shoot up inside of your leg and continue up your body. The rest of you, it all attacks you in a very similar fashion. You can see it spreading underneath your skin. Maven and Trigo, you can definitely see the mirror in this room, which Orion, even in this panic, you can watch as things in the mirror are starting to change. This smoky figure is taking over the entirety of this mirror and leaving almost no reflection in its place.
Maven's gonna cast Spirit Guardians.
Okay. Randy Savage busts out of the astral plane and begins floating around the circle. A lot of them, and various other WWE stars. Orion. Make a perception check for me, though, Orion.
Okay, perception. 15.
As the screams of the city around you are getting quieter, you can hear...
How'd you do that?
Please keep that in there.
How did you do that?
Interpret it as you will.
That was flawless.
Oh, man.
As the screams of the city around you are getting muffled by this smoke, you can hear the sounds of cannon fire. You can hear the sounds of screams and shouts, but they're nearer. You hear your father's voice much nearer, your mother's voice. It's strange. You're not really sure what to make of it.
Oh man, I'm hearing the city get under attack. I'm gonna try to shake away the thought of my family getting attacked at home, and I'm gonna say, "Eat flames, smoke monster!" And I'm gonna cast Firebolt at it, strumming my lute like crazy.
As you begin strumming on your lute, Orion, something about being in this place, you feel Leo, your father's energy passing through this lute as you begin playing it. If you could please make an Arcana check.
Is a 16.
As you strum on your lute, you watch a wave of this bright white light streak out around all of you as almost a bubble begins to form around you, Orion. As your lute being in your father's previous home, you're now able to cast Protection from Evil once per day.
Wow. That's cool. Well, that's very handy right now.
Everywhere that this smoky essence is trying to push in around you, you see this perfect circle being formed around you.
I just heard a quote from Lion King. Everything the light touches is our kingdom.
You went Lion King, I went straight Bubble Boy, just seeing him run down.
$500.
You also cast your Firebolt, Orion.
Oh, sweet. I forgot about that. It was an 11 to hit.
That's gonna miss as the surprise of the Protection from Evil spell threw your Firebolt off. Korvak. Above you, in the room that everybody else is in, you can see this shimmering white light bubble surrounding Orion, barely encompassing Talgroth and Maven, but the smoke trying to penetrate it, it's definitely unable to. You can see it creeping around you, and your illusions, as the smoke is getting closer, you can see them flickering more and more.
I am going to muster up the strength that I have and think back on the attack that Talgroth did with his moonlight magic stuff, and I am going to cast Phantasmal Force surrounding this shadowy creature.
Okay. Intelligence is 14.
Fails.
He will choose to succeed.
That's so funny.
But you burn a legendary resistance. Talgroth.
Talgroth is going to be furiously slashing at this smoke, yelling out, "I think I'm doing something!"
Sure.
Dirty 20.
It's going to miss.
Yikes. Second attack. Less.
Also going to miss. As you're now swiping through this blinding white light inside of the darkness that has been your past, 2-week journey, it's incredibly hard to see. So you imagine you're doing a great job.
Awesome.
Anything else in your
No, that's it.
Cool. Lair action. This essence on the exterior is going to continue to protrude in. Korvak, you're right on the border of this smoky essence at this point as it's moving in. All of you hear a familiar voice from this humanoid-like creature. You hear Gideon's voice. Please, don't fight it. Just, please, Korvak, you're one of us.
Do we hear it coming from
the humanoid form of this creature.
Okay.
The humanoid form it's taken. You watch as its smoky exterior, this ambiguous form it held, begins to form and make a disheveled version of Gideon's face.
Gideon
Please.
was evil?
Korvak, you know who we are. We're the same. And Korvak, need you to make a wisdom save.
13.
Korvak, you look down in this moment of compassion for whatever voice is speaking to you, and in an instant you see that purplish energy you saw emanating around your leg when you first put this new leg on. You see a flash of it, and you go unconscious.
Looks like Gideon might be making a return.
Maven.
As he's looking at me, I'm just going to point up, and Randy Orton's going to come down and RKO him. Oh. The Viper. 14.
Give him the chair.
I will healing word Korvak and say, rise.
And you can see Korvak lying face down on the ground with this smoky essence starting to make its way over his body at this point. Orion.
Gideon said don't attack it, but I don't know Gideon very well.
Well, a magical spell barrier just erupted from your loot, so...
As I walk up, you see my hair blowing in the breeze as the constant wind, and I pull out my loot heroically.
It's a very subtle billow.
But I'll hit a big power chord with my loot, and I'll try to disperse it even more and maybe hurt it, and I'll cast Thunderwave. 16 is your...
Yeah, it's less than 16.
13 thunder damage, and push 10 feet away if that affects it at all.
Yeah, you watch as the smoke, this humanoid-like shape has not grown, it's not moved since appearing here, but it's almost like, I guess like octopus-like, the way its body hits the floor and then the tendrils streak out to the walls and are beginning to encompass and slowly suck in on the room around you. But this small bubble that you're in, you watch as your Thunderwave hits and a number of the smoke pushes out from around before beginning to recede back to its original position. Slowly, it's definitely moved backwards for the time being, though.
Tallgraph, do that thing again that you did. It was awesome.
I'm getting there.
And I'll cast Bardic Inspiration on you.
Okay.
You're attacking a freaking shadow.
Korvak, you're in this space of all of this smoky essence. You're not sure exactly what's going on, but you feel the throbbing where your leg connects. You feel that just pulsing. Whatever did this to you, whatever magic is holding it together, holds some sort of connection to this creature. But a number of hands reach out from the smoke of this black essence and grabs onto Korvak and begins slowly pulling his body into the smoke coming out of the walls. You can see a number of these hands have these replaced limbs, replaced fingers, as Korvak is being slowly just drug into the wall weakly by whatever is pulling.
I wish I still had the Drift Globe.
I wish I had daylight right now.
Korvak, you can repeat the save at the end of your turn.
Just 7.
So, yeah, unfortunately that does fail. But that's what is happening. You're not taking any damage or anything.
You just gained another point of exhaustion.
Yeah. I'll just exhaust you to death. One way or another, Korvak's dying.
Wouldn't take much. I'm already at 3 levels of exhaustion.
Is that a thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you get 5 levels of exhaustion, you die.
Holy crap.
And I'm at 3.
Tallgroff, your go. As you're seeing what's happening in Korvak, even in your blind rage.
I'm going to hop down to where Korvak is at and start wailing at the limbs trying to drag him out.
Okay. Yeah, you go over. You start slashing. You're definitely connecting, but you don't feel like whatever you're attacking is a creature of any kind. There's nothing to roll at.
Oh, so
It's like just
Talgroff
happening.
will jump down there and be like, "Get off of me! We just got him back!"
Yeah, you go over. You grab onto his leg. You just kind of start pulling. You're able to move him pretty easily.
Great. I'm going to
Pull him out of there.
use as much as my movement left to try to get him back to the bubble of goodness and
You
light.
start, you start running over. You pull him up on top of one of the nearby tables to get like right at the bottom of the bubble, and you're hoping it's good enough.
All right.
Cool.
Protection from bad and not good.
Lair action, the smoke continues to push inwards now. And Tallgroff, you can feel it as it creeps up onto your feet and your legs. You can feel hands grabbing onto your legs, trying to pull, but you feel that they are weak. They're not able to move a conscious figure. You can feel them kind of tugging at Korvak as well, but you're easily enough able to stand and holding Korvak over your shoulder, standing inside the bubble, just hoping everything's gonna be okay. But at this point, this black essence throughout the room begins to completely encompass the bubble before it dissipates and moves to the ground. As it begins to reveal itself to this room, you see, in place of where the mirror was, you see your parents' bed that you were just looking at, Orion. You can see a clean room, one that has been used recently, and you can hear the shouts of a battle. You can hear cannon fire, and you can see sunlight coming through the windows.
Holy shit.
There's also no hole in the floor anymore. As
the smoke's fading?
Actually, Korvak and Tallgroff, you now looking around inside of this room, Korvak, your unconsciousness is broken as you open your eyes, and Tallgroff and Korvak, you're standing in the middle of a room surrounded by drow, a tied up family, and everybody's looking at each other just as shocked and confused as you are.
Just them two?
They're downstairs. There's no hole in the ceiling now.
Realizing that since I'm the only one that might have any idea of what just happened, I'm just going to look at Maven with my eyes wide and say, I think we're in water deep.
Is my spiritual guardian still up?
Nope. Everything that was in that area, not on your person, is no longer here. But this smoky figure in the room is no longer there. It appears to be completely gone. But as your eyes adjust to the sunlight, you can see that there is something strangely wrong with it. You guys run over and you look out, and you can see Waterdeep, though you can see throughout the streets slaughtered civilians. You can see drow running throughout the city streets. You can hear the sound of cannon fire on the bay, and in the distance you can see a ship, one that, Maven, you recognize. It is the ship that was gifted to you and Korvak. You can vaguely hear the sound of Shmi yelling out, "Fire!" before cannon fire echoes out. But most disturbing about this whole scene is looking in the direction of the sun. You can see that there is a familiar-looking, large, deep purple-colored portal in front of the sun that is beginning to block out the sunlight, and from it are a number of winged creatures flying out into the city of Waterdeep.
Whose turn is it right now to react?
We're in loose initiative, but you guys are in front of a group of drow who, hey! Yeah.
As I feel kind of Korvak stirring, I just go, settle. Maybe they won't see us.
Yeah, Korvak, you open your eyes and look around this room and see what's happening.
I instinctually reach into my pocket, grab a drow finger, and I just say, parlay.
And that's where we'll call the session from.
So good. Well, that does it for Season 1, as we hop on out of the Dungeon of the Wacky Wizard. We hope you all have enjoyed the campaign thus far, because we've got plenty more coming up in Season 2. But before that, there's a few one-shots we're excited to share, starting with some adolescent alien Kensei turtles. So head online to the socials to say hi and for upcoming news, and stop by Patreon for our first bit of merch. Take it away, Korvak.
This adventure shall continue right here at the Lazy BardCast.
Dirty 20. Gideon, if you could please step into the other room with me momentarily.
Gideon's not real, David.
Korvak, you stay here. Korvak, no, just Gideon.
Gideon's my middle name.
That's canon.
That's not canon.
And then suddenly your vision goes from 2 wavering into 1.
And it's like Fight Club. I was Gideon the whole time?